everyone, and welcome to yet another edition of the NASCAR Females the Burnout webcast, featuring myself, Shirley Grace Bowman, and my co-host, Emily Luther. Got a lot of things to talk about tonight, and I guess we should kick it off and talk about the race weekends past. Darlington, throwback weekend, is probably my new favorite weekend, probably. It's just pretty awesome in general. I just love history, and that was pretty awesome to see all that. But
I wouldn't use the word awesome to describe this race weekend, you know? Maybe like tolerable. Tolerable. Yeah, we'll go with that.
wasn't too bad.
Well, maybe not for you. Ryan had a really bad weekend. Thankfully, he was able to pull it out and, finish in 13th. But he had a really good car at first and then just plummeted. Like, you've got to be kidding me. So I am referring to this past weekend as tolerable at Darlington.
Trying to pull up the
Okay, so can we just point out Kevin Harvick?
Yeah, about that.
Literally, like, you just straight up just called out your pit crew.
Yeah, that was on my top list. I was thinking, all right, I think we can take this for a ride.
He was quoted this week saying, "I'm over being a cheerleader. These guys get paid a lot of money to perform on pit road, and cheerleading hasn't really been working. You've got to get after it on pit road and do your job."
Think about it. Okay, somebody's gonna hear that and say, well, what the heck? Why do we even have to do anything? I mean, we gotta do something to encourage them.
Well, I mean, it was funny too because
one of them, the bus, is gonna make a silly thing.
Oh yeah, and it's funny because he was blatantly calling out his pit crew because he was like, "Yeah, our team in the garage did a really great job." Like, Kevin, who are you really mad at? Do you need to clarify? But they did switch out. He's getting Danica Patrick's front tire changer and front tire carrier.
Okay, I gotta talk about that for a minute. I gotta talk about that for a minute. So during this past week's race, they had a problem on pit road with, what was it, what do you call it?
The front tire?
No, the tool itself. The
wrench?
Yeah, whatever type of lug nut. I'm blanking.
What puts the lug nuts on it? Impact.
Okay. I think that was what they were trying to double with. I could be wrong, so don't quote me on that. But one of the pieces of equipment wasn't working. So during the race, they switched theirs with Danica's. And I'm thinking to myself, did they just throw her under the bus? I know. No better opinion. I was watching, I'm like, okay, whoa. So one team can perform well, but her team, it doesn't matter if they perform well.
Yeah, that doesn't make sense because there's two other teams. There are two other teams.
I think it was Harvick's team switch. It
was Harvick's team. So right. why do they pick Danica's? Why don't they pick Kurt's or?
But no, it doesn't matter. She performs. I'm like, come on, okay. No matter our opinions about her, I want she's a race driver. We want her to do well. But you just threw her under the bus by.
Hold that thought. Hold that thought. I need to refresh the page.
All right. Cue the elevator music.
Okay, speak real quick.
Hello.
No, it's still bad quality. What the heck?
4 years ago, I finally stopped working on this continent.
Okay. It could be I think it's our internet. We're going to have to call them and have them give me more megabytes per second because it's ridiculous. I don't know. I find it interesting, like, obviously smokes, because if you think about it, Hendrick did this a few years back. He switched around all the pit crews except for the 48s. So, sense. I just think it's interesting that they're only using 2 teams instead of 3.
How do you think that affects pit crew loyalty?
I think it changes the dynamic of things, because if you think about it, you have these drivers who are building a relationship with these pit crews and these teams, and then, they might not be performing well, so the boss, does a switcheroo or whatever, and you literally have to build a whole new trust. Like, hello, you as a driver are trusting your life with these people, and now you have to completely rebuild on that. Yeah, you might not be doing great, but if you think about it, it really benefited Hendrick, so maybe it'll work. Maybe it'll help Danica out. Maybe something will finally get her, like a top 5.
So, all the big milestone races this year have been won by Toyota. We have Henry, Daytona 500, Truex Jr. won both the Coca-Cola 600 and now another 500. Congrats. And Kyle Busch for the British 400. Most of the milestone races have been won by Toyota.
Isn't Toyota still leading the manufacturers' points?
Let me see. You make it 5 tabs now. Sure. Got like 6 tabs somewhere here. I'm looking.
You're fine. I think that they are. I'm pretty sure. And I think it's going to be a Toyota who wins the championship this year. A driver who drives a Toyota.
I would agree with that.
I know Harvick leading the points, see him getting a championship. I don't.
Yeah, I don't.
Not with the way his pit crew's been.
78 is pretty strong.
Oh yeah, I absolutely agree.
I'm at a loss here. Better with it.
I think Toyota is leading the manufacturer's points. Hold on, I'll look it up. I found it. Toyota's winning. I found it.
Okay. So, you want to cover...
Like, significantly. They're significantly leading. My computer just froze. By 23 points, they're leading. But they're 71 points over Ford, which is interesting. Although Ford hasn't been doing too hot this year. I wouldn't mind if they brought back Dodge.
How long has it been since they left?
Probably because last year won the last championship, which was 2011. So 5 year? 2012?
I don't know. I have to double check that.
Hold on, I can check.
You may be right. You may be right.
2012, you were right.
Why do I remember that? How do you remember that?
I don't know. I have his championship gear, and then he became a jerk, essentially. So I don't wear any of it.
You know, there's a certain decorum that comes with being a champion, and I don't... He may have gotten a little better since then, but not.
Brad, I think he's gotten a lot worse. Kyle has gotten a lot better.
Right. Okay,
Brad has gotten a lot worse. Joey has gotten a lot worse. You know, what bothers me about Joey, win a championship and then run your mouth.
But still, I can hurt.
I can't with Logano anymore.
Yeah.
I literally cannot. I can't deal with him. He does nothing but whine. He's literally Kyle 2.0 a few years ago. He's acting like Kyle did.
And getting married obviously helps Kyle a lot more than helps Joey.
Yeah. Listen. Just hearing his name is just Meh.
I know what you mean. All right. So why don't we move into chat a little bit about those dreaded two-word chase scenarios. This week,
I mean,
the final race before the chase.
I have the clinch scenarios up if you want them.
I did too.
Oh, okay.
Go
ahead, because I literally can't be the one to read it because it's so devastating.
All right.
Go ahead.
Well, first of all, Ryan Newman got hit with a penalty. We probably want to cross some of these subjects because him being hit with a penalty knocks him back. The only way he will get into the chase is if he wins at Richmond.
That's true.
I doubt. Sort of. They have been the strongest of teams lately, so I don't know if they will be able to clinch the win.
Shut up! Wait a minute! I'm reading the... Sorry, I did not mean to yell. Shut up. I'm sorry. I was reading the penalties as you were talking about Blaney's name on there. I'm sorry. Continue. My bad.
Wait, what? You broke up. You screamed at the laugh.
I said I didn't mean to yell shut up. I was reading them as you were talking about them, and I read ahead and saw that Blaney's name was on there for the stupidest penalty I've ever seen. So that's why I yelled shut up instead of, some profanity.
Was it a woman? I thought it was just Newman and Larson.
Oh, wait, no. Darlington penalties announced. Newman failed post-race inspection. He was issued a P3 penalty for violations of sections, blah, 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 because NASCAR just makes stuff up. He failed the post-race laser inspection station measurements. The crew chief was fined $25,000, and they lost 15 championship owner and 50 championship driver points. Larson failed post-race inspection, issued a P2 penalty for violations of almost the exact same as Newman. He failed post-race laser inspection station measurements. Crew chief was fined $22,500, and they lost 15 championship owner and championship driver points. Ryan Blaney was given a P1 penalty for violations of sections yada, yada, yada. Improper driver protective clothing equipment. He was fined $1,000.
Oh my God.
I literally... If I was Catholic, I would need to do like the Holy Spirit thing. Because you have no idea what's running through my head right now.
Oh, I got an idea.
But Caitlin asked me to, curb my tongue a little bit because I like to swear. And so I'm trying really, really hard.
You're doing it now. Good luck.
And then Keselowski, Edwards failed laser inspection 3 times in pre-race inspection. They were both given a written warning and loss of 15 minutes practice time. Logano and Jeffrey Earnhardt failed laser inspection twice in pre-race inspection. They were given a written warning. And Stewart failed template inspection twice in pre-race, given a written warning. Of all the things to give Blaney a penalty for last weekend, of all the things, you choose to penalize him because he wasn't wearing the proper uniform. What was wrong with it?
Was it him or his crew?
Him.
Okay.
It was him. What was wrong with it?
What equipment? Did they specify this irrational?
No, they said for violation of sections 12.1 semicolon 12.5.3.1 semicolon 20.2.1.1. Because I speak NASCAR numbers.
How many points did he lose?
He didn't lose any points. He just fined $1,000.
They must have been needing a little extra money, so they thought,
well, I think they got enough from Larson and Newman.
Yeah.
If you think about it, literally that was $50,000 that they just had handed to them. Like, hey.
It goes to charity, so I don't want to diss it completely, but, you cannot move on.
So you need to penalize a driver because you didn't like their uniform? As if he didn't have a bad enough weekend. As if he didn't struggle enough during that race.
I mean, they announced that, and then That was after, okay.
I am outraged
And
right
he just
now.
specified what was wrong with it. You know, they could have justified it a little bit if they said what was wrong, what they didn't like.
Of course, they're not going to tell you what's wrong because they probably don't even know what was wrong with it. They just threw numbers out there.
I mean, okay, what? Okay. Now this brings up a whole other question. Say it again, Shelby.
The what? The penalty?
Yes, say it again. Read it again.
Number 21, Ryan Blaney was given a P1 penalty for violation of sections 12.1, 12.5.3.2.1, 20.2.1.1, improper driver protective clothing equipment. Blaney has been fined $1,000.
Okay. The reason I asked is, okay, what is the process for a driver putting on his equipment and stuff? Do they have to surrender it after the race or something?
I don't know. I'm looking it up. I literally just Googled, why was Blaney...
You know what I'm saying? Come on. I didn't realize that they kind of
it was a safety equipment infraction. What was wrong with it, though? Oh, okay. It's finally somebody explained it. Thank you, ESPN. Ryan Blaney took to the track without gloves to fit the throwback weekend at Darlington Raceway. Turns out that's a $1,000 fine.
Okay. Okay, so he did it with gloves.
Which, I mean, if you think about it, they didn't back then. Sorry, he was just trying to be authentic with his throwback. That was a low blow. That was a low blow for NASCAR.
I mean, I get that. I mean, that isn't safe, technically, whatever. But, I mean,
they all turned out fine when they did it years ago, so what difference does it make now?
I mean, I guess it's a little different from the car training so much. But at the same time, I mean, he was trying to do some sort of... that's sort of 50-50 for me. I mean,
that was stupid. That is stupid.
I mean, they should have just, you know, if they had a problem with it, they probably saw it. I mean, they could have seen it during the race, and, you know, told them, hey, you need to do that. Like, told them to put stuff on before.
They wanted their money. They wanted money.
Yeah, probably.
I can't.
All right. You said you had to check the scenarios up too?
What?
You said you would look at the chase scenarios too?
Oh, yeah, I was.
I'll go over Chase Elliott. It would be only fitting. He would clinch. Chase Elliott would clinch on point with there is a new winner, and if there's a repeat winner, and 2 points. Okay, this is a confusing sentence. If there is a repeat winner or a new winner, and Chris Buescher falls out of the top 30 and 2. I'm telling you, there's a grammatical error here.
Listen, Chris Buescher just needs to, like, get out of the chase.
Right. Yeah, that's what you would say.
How far back is Ryan? Can somebody answer this to me?
69 points back, 19.
Okay, so we have 6 drivers that could potentially clinch this weekend.
Right.
Which they are as follows. You already said Chase, Buescher. Hopefully he falls out of 30th. Austin Dillon, Jamie McMurray. How is McMurray up there? I don't understand. Ryan Newman and Casey Kane.
I don't get those entirely.
You know, it's interesting about the Casey Kane.
What?
It's interesting about Casey because he hasn't been performing well.
I know.
I mean, he's been performing well. Honestly, Casey has not performed well for years at Hendrick. I mean, if you remember, we talked about last weekend, or last week during the webcast, like Casey said in an interview last week that if it came down to it and he didn't perform this season, he would leave Hendrick. And I think that might be the best thing going for him, honestly. Granted, what better team is there than Hendrick? And that's going to sound really cocky and that's going to sound really biased. But if you also think about it, what better team is out there than Hendrick? Or at least that's a question we would have asked, you know, a year or two ago. And Gibbs is essentially beating Hendrick at this point.
It was starting to kind of edge past. I think Chase is bringing it out of it a little bit.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's been leading. I mean, if you look at the numbers, each week he's been on the pole at Hendrick.
No, I agree. Chase makes sense where he's at. It makes sense. He's a good fit at Hendrick. I truly believe that. I have said 2 years now that Casey is not a good fit at Hendrick well. But granted, if you think about it, is Junior a great fit at Hendrick either?
If he did it, I don't know. Right. I'm not sure if I asked this last week, but okay, he didn't totally leave NASCAR at all. Completely, like where?
I'm sorry, you froze. I'm refreshing the page. All right, talk again.
Hello.
You're really it's lagging and you're very distorted.
I mean,
my internet connection. I know it's my internet connection because it's storming here.
I'm ringing off of my dad's 4G network, and he doesn't have much left, so it may be draining.
Oh.
So, who knows? All right, so moving right along, I have another topic of interest I thought would be kind of interesting to address. That is the TV ratings from this past weekend. NASCAR Sprint Cup race from Darlington earned a 2.8 final rating and 4.6 million viewers on NBC Sunday night, which is down 24% in ratings and 22% in viewership from last year. And 22
I can't say I'm surprised.
Right. I actually thought about bringing this up because with the way it's being Throwback Weekend, like we normally don't watch that much of pre-race stuff. We just kind of know, okay, the race is on, hop on over, depending on what we're doing, how early we got up that morning, on Sunday. Let's just depending on what happens. We normally don't watch pre-race. This week, it's kind of Throwback Week, and I made sure I watched pre-race because I thought it would be kind of cool, and I enjoyed it. But in general, I'm just trying to think the majority of the audience, what are they getting the word out enough? Are they trusting that faithful fans will come back and not trying to draw in new fans?
Now you want to know what a big problem is?
Sure.
A big problem is that they're putting it on channels that you have to have a special package for, and fans don't want to pay for the special package.
Very, very true.
I mean, it's not the old days where you could just go to regular NBC or you could just go to regular Fox.
Right.
It's now Fox Sports 1 and NBC Sports, and we're losing out to football and baseball. So part of the reason is now
definitely. I mean, my family
only had get that airtime.
My family only had Dish for about I don't know how many years, but before that we had like some Christian TV service, and we just got the regular channels. We just got your basic, ABC, NBC, and CBS and all that, and a bunch of like Fox, just your major channels is what we got. And you missed. I mean, when they started for a while there, it was all on NBC the whole year. It was all on. I don't remember all the networks. CBS, that's been a little while. But when they started doing these other channels, and we missed like half the season. I mean, that's probably why I may not know a few facts here and there from a couple years back, several years back.
I
But
had
but now we
to
have
pay.
most of the channels, and we're not missing any, and it's wonderful that we can see every week. But at the same time, I've got to remind myself, hey, yeah, not everyone gets these channels. I mean, and you're losing, and the only people you're really going to get is your die-hard fans. And if they're
And you're not
falling off
even getting
the
those
wayside,
people. I
like,
mean, we got to the point where we don't even see half the races. We listen to them because I paid for the yearly subscription through NASCAR Sprint Cup Mobile. Because to pay for those special programs through cable, it's so expensive. And I'm sorry, I am a poor college graduate. I do not have the money to be paying for that.
I I remember a couple weeks ago, I think a friend of mine was wanting to watch the rodeo. I saw her tweet about it. She was like, she didn't have that particular channel for whatever they were showing. One of CBS's extra channels, one CBS, it was CBS Sports, like NBC or NBC Sports, and it just got me
Yeah.
thinking, like, that's right. I mean, it's not just NASCAR. I mean, you got all these extra channels, and it's like, you can look at the statistics, viewership is down, and you're thinking, okay, that's bad, but at the same time,
Yeah.
are you embodying that in by the way you're doing things? And no offense, but NBC Sports is not that good. Fox is much better, for the record. But, and not just because it's Mr. Hughes, that plays a vast majority of the back into it, but not just that. I mean, in general, the broadcasting quality is better at Fox, and more people can see it on Fox. And I bet the numbers are higher with Fox. It's just these things. It's like, there's some sort of mafia going on these TV networks.
Yeah. I don't know. I don't think they realize how much they're losing fans, or if they do, they don't care. I don't know how you can be okay. Why aren't you fighting for your fans to watch? You're losing ratings. You're losing fans.
I think they take it for granted a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
Like, all of the fans will always watch. I mean, you're fans, they'll always be watching. Like you said, you're a diehard fan yourself. You can't afford it. I mean, it's not that you don't want to watch. You just, you can't. And it's like,
Yeah.
and you and
I've
I
been
are
a fan of
probably
NASCAR my entire life, and
right.
the past few seasons I have had to watch or listen on NASCAR Sprint Cup Mobile because I literally cannot afford the extra packages. It increases your cable bill by at least $75.
I don't know what we pay for Dish. It's not too bad. We don't really get the extra packages.
It's not only that, but if you think about it, a lot of kids people our age are moving away from cable and just using Netflix and Hulu and stuff like that.
Don't
How are
say
you gonna
that. Don't say that.
fan base
The
up?
old soul. I am old soul, and just don't even get me started. I about have a picture of it now. That's the iPhone 7.
I love Netflix. I can
No,
Netflix and chill all day.
like with the iPhone 7, there is no audio hookup in the new iPhone.
Oh my
I
god.
don't
Okay,
that.
that annoyed me. Being in IT, that annoyed me. First of all, those stupid things. Have you seen the meme yet today of that funny moment when Apple turns your earpods or AirPods or whatever they're calling them? They're made from your the head of your electric toothbrush. Because that's what they look like.
I like to flip out. I'm like, seriously? This is what we've come to?
Yes, it has, because
No,
there's
no.
there's something a lot of people don't understand. Apple is losing a lot of money. A lot of money. Ever since Steve Jobs died at that company, there's no creativity. There's nothing. And until they bring somebody on, you're going to keep seeing stuff like this. And granted, the dual camera suite and a lot of phones, most people use. Until or like a lot of companies are moving towards just making wireless earbuds, which is fine, but at the same time, how can you force your customers to do that?
Yeah, I think those wireless earbuds make people look like aliens. That's just me.
Yeah.
So bringing that over back into discussion, it's like what we just discussed exactly now. So what is the goal? Where do you want to be? It's like I look at all this iPhone stuff and I think, okay, what are we gonna have iPhone 100 one day? I mean, this cycle just going on and on and on. It's like you gotta have something in mind. Where are we going here?
I imagine us having, like, have you ever watched Xenon?
No. I tried to voice that guy because I really, um, it just would not work well with me.
Were you a sheltered child? It was a Disney movie.
Yeah, I didn't watch that much of that.
Oh my god, I can't with you. Anyway, so it was like future tech or whatever after the, they were predicting after the millennium and what would happen or whatever. And they literally have like, they were essentially iPads, but what was cool is a hologram came out of it. I foresee that happening here soon. I'm fine with that though. I just don't like the whole forcing you to have a wireless earbud thing.
Yeah, I wasn't sheltered.
Although, if you think about it, if you're in the market for new headphones and you decide you want wireless headphones, this is going to drive the price down because everybody's going to be forced to get them.
Right. I mean, believe it or not, I've been using this wireless headphones that go around the neck. I mean, I use them, and just recently I got a record player. I'm listening. I'm going back in the past. I love things in the past. And so it had an audio jack, and I thought, well, I can't use my wireless headphones with those, so I decided to get some regular hookup headphones that have the wires, and they were on sale, so I decided to get something to go with it, and I've been sort of using that for my phone. I mean, it's only been like 200 minutes. I started back using it with my phone. I'm like, yeah, that's about right. All right, so bridging back over from our rabbit trail, um, we'll go ahead and touch on the touchy subject. I know Emily doesn't want to talk about it, but we should probably address it. It was announced.
Well, yeah, considering it was the biggest news in NASCAR this week, yeah, we do have to discuss it.
Biggest news that we will address it. We delayed it. At least we didn't make it to the forefront. So, Dale Earnhardt Jr. has decided on not he will not be racing for the rest of the 2016 season.
I'm literally tearing up as you're saying that. Like, I can't.
Yeah. So it has raised many questions among the NASCAR community whether or not he shall continue to race, which the plan is for him to come back and race in 2017. But that has yet to be accepted largely by the majority since that dreaded word of retirement keeps coming up in the language of many fans of wondering if he will hang up the helmet.
I think he's going to pull a Smoke. If you remember, Smoke got hurt, came back at the end of the season, and then announced his retirement. I think we're seeing a foreshadowing of that, honestly. I know in his interview, or his statement or whatever, he vowed to come back next year. Adamant about coming back next year. He seemed very adamant about it. And the only thing that pops into my mind, yeah, I get it. He loves the sport. Yeah, I get it. Yada, yada, yada. NASCAR is important to him. It's what took his father away from him. It will always hold a special place in his heart because that's what he grew up with. I do think it is weird that he is being very adamant about returning next season, which begs the question, is he going to announce his retirement? I think that he knows as well as most of NASCAR Nation. I think that he knows he's not going to win a championship. I think he knows that dream is long gone. That train is way out of the station and it's nowhere near returning. And I think this whole concussion thing has finally made him realize that, unfortunately, being a Junior fan, that's hard for me to admit. I grew up watching him race, and when he made that announcement this week, I literally cried. As you saw, I was tearing up when you were talking about it, because it's not something you ever want to hear, especially when it's a situation like that. You know, Tony had surgery to fix his issue, but we're barely touching the surface on how it works and what surgical techniques can fix everything. And yeah, we have Grey's Anatomy, but do we have all that stuff in real life? Not really. It's a TV show. So brain surgeries out there, you know, that we see on TV, you know, that they perform, but do we actually have doctors in the real world doing that? Or do we have doctors in the world who want to take that chance? And I don't think there are. And I find it very interesting, and I said this all week, if his TBI was as bad as they're acting, they wouldn't be letting him travel. But him and Amy are traveling all over the place. So what is really going on? I think there's more to the story. And
Maybe.
I talked with Tony Stewart's OFR Nicole, who's been on here quite a few times, and she said that she thinks it's just they're just trying to, you know, be safe about it. But they wouldn't be letting him travel. This is what I don't understand. Why is he traveling so much? You know, when you get a concussion, when you play a sport, they tell you don't move, don't do anything. Be monitored for the next 24 hours. If it gets worse, you go to the hospital.
Maybe.
Why aren't they doing that with Junior?
I hate to say
Why
it,
are they letting
but
him fly on planes and go to swimming and all this different types of travel? What is going on? I want the truth.
I hate to say it, but if perhaps it's not as bad as they say, but it is bad. You know, if he got back in the car, it could worsen. Then once it's like he could probably go back to his normal life. You can go back, but you can't go back to racing.
Mm-hmm.
So maybe
it's been in
maybe
the
he's
back
giving
of
up.
my head all week.
I mean, I hate to say it, but maybe he's kind of like, all right, because if he was really like, okay, he's got to get back to racing, he may be resting, he may be would be on a more stricter.
What scares me too is, like, I've analyzed this from every possible way you can look at it this week. It's sadly it's all I've thought about at work when I know I should be thinking about other things, but it's all I've thought about. And one thing I've thought about, and I know my mind shouldn't go there, but I can't help it, is then they're letting on. What if it is something bigger than just a TBI? So it's just, I don't know. I don't want to think about what's coming at the end of the season. I don't want to think about what announcements coming from Junior and from the Earnhardt family and from Hendrick Motorsport. I don't want to think about it. It's sad. It's devastating. I have been a Junior fan since I was 3 years old. And I know there are fans out there who are exactly like me. Granted, we're not the obnoxious Junior Nation fans, but, you know, I grew up thinking he was my idol. So this is very hard. I mean, with Stewart, we knew he was going to come back. We knew a surgery would fix it. We're not that sure with Junior, and that's what's scary. And yeah, he says he's coming back. He vows to return next year. And I think, unfortunately, we might hear that announcement sooner rather than later.
Yeah, definitely not something anyone's probably looking forward to thinking about.
It's been a very stressful week after that announcement, because it's all I can think about. It's all that runs in my head.
Right. Well, sure, he's resting for himself and what he thinks is right. So I know probably the hardest on him. You know.
Yeah.
You know, we fans probably think they the brunt of it, but I mean, to be in his shoes is probably.
I'm glad they made the decision they made. I think it was a very smart decision. It doesn't put a rush on him to get better, for to finish out the season, but I do worry what it actually means.
Definitely. So, as stated, Richmond's coming up this weekend. Do you have any track packs, Clayton?
Yes, I do have track facts for you. It's my favorite segment of the race because I refuse to talk about the rookie races. Okay, so our April 2016 race winner was Carl Edwards. He won from the pool because of rain. The September 2015 race winner was Matt Kenseth. He started second. Our youngest winner was the King himself at 23 years old, 9 months and 21 days. Carl Edwards won from the pool in April, and our September 2015 pool winner was Joey Logano. Why? We're starting spot to win. I always love reading this because it's always interesting to see who it was. But it was Clint Boyer in May 2008, and he started 31st. We're racing at a track that is a 0.75 mile D-shaped oval. It has turns. The banking is 14 degrees, front stretch is 8 degrees, and back stretch is 2 degrees. It was last repaved in fall of 2003.
That's a long time ago.
Hold on, I'm looking for wins. Kyle Busch leads all active drivers in the NASCAR Sprint Cup Series in average finishing position at 0.864. That is not something I really want to admit. Race notes. Petty Enterprises has the most win at Richmond in the NASCAR Sprint Cup Series with 15, followed by Joe Gibbs with 11, Hendrick Motorsports with 10, and Richard Childress with 9. Top 10 drivers ratings. Oh, I don't want to read this. Kyle Busch, Kevin Harvick, Denny Hamlin, Jeff Gordon in the 88. Clint Boyer, Kurt Busch, Brad Keselowski, Jimmy Johnson, Carl Edwards, and Ryan Newman. I can't.
So, you want to do your tickets for this week?
I don't know. They don't have. That's weird. Hold on. Oh, 8 drivers in the NASCAR Sprint Cup Series have posted consecutive wins at Richmond. Richard Petty leads the series in consecutive wins after posting 7 consecutive wins from the fall of 1970 to the 1973. Jimmy Johnson, the 2007 sweep, is the only active driver with consecutive wins at Richmond. And 50 different drivers have won at RIR, led by Richard Petty with 13. Kyle Busch leads all active drivers in wins with 4, which were all spring races. So I guess that's a good sign that he might not win this weekend.
So you have a pick?
This is like the worst segment besides like the Petty or the rookie races because like I want to pick Ryan, but like I feel like I jinx him every time I pick him. So I'm not going with Ryan. And hopefully he'll get that win this weekend. So I'm hoping it's going to have opposite voodoo. And I'm going to go with Kyle Busch for the win this weekend. Listen, Toyota has killed it at Richmond the past few years. Especially Kyle Busch. I'm going with Kyle Busch for this weekend, secretly hoping that it works its voodoo and he doesn't win.
Well, you know what I've been saying? I'm going to go with Chase because he wins. Flat out. But I agree. I think JGR will be strong this weekend, so I'm rooting for them too.
I think it'll be a JGR car in Victory Lane. Unfortunately, I wish it was going to be the 21 car, but with that black cloud raining all over him, I don't know.
All right, to close, how do you think the chase is going to look after Saturday? Got any predictions?
I think Chris Buescher is going to fall out of the top 30. Bye. Was that mean? I'm sorry. Was that rude?
Maybe a little bit.
Okay. Let me just say my piece.
You never checked this, so okay. I don't know.
Chris Buescher, I think, is a talented race car driver. However, just because he won a race does not mean that he should be in the case. First of all,
shortened race. Fog shortened race.
Yeah, fog shortened race, first of all. Second of all, why aren't we looking at his average finish for the races? We should be doing this for everybody. They shouldn't just get in on a win, because then you're going to have people like Chris Buescher who gets in. What if Danica wins? Seriously, what if she wins this weekend? I cannot handle a chase. What?
She probably wouldn't get in for the point.
If she gets a win and she's above top 30, though, she gets in, I'm pretty sure.
Right. Is she above top 30?
Yes, she is.
Oh.
Like, what if Danica wins this weekend? I can't. Like, physically can't even fathom that. No offense to all you Danica fans out there. We appreciate you following NASCAR female, but
it would be cool. I mean, maybe that would be her way of proving herself. I mean, pull out an ultra.
I'm sorry. What did you just say to me? That's the equivalent of her proving herself? She's been in the sport for how long? And one win proves herself? No! No.
I'm the hopeless optimist. I'm sorry.
You love to get me fired up, I swear. You're worst.
What can I say? I have you found talent.
I'm just saying, you have situations like Chris Buescher, who has had awful average finishes, and yet he could get in based on a technicality. How fair is that? That's not fair. I'm not saying Ryan deserves it over him. I'm saying, in general, there are people who have had better average finishes than Chris Buescher, and the only reason he won that race is because it was fog shortened.
Right.
Those 20 laps, what would have happened?
Right place at the right time. I mean, he was leading when the caution came out.
The thing is, they didn't know they were going to call the caution.
Okay. Do you remember
NASCAR, they call a caution for make-believe debris on the track. Make-believe, mind you, because I really want to see this debris that's on the track. Yet they called it for fog. Who would have thought that they actually would have done that? They never call it when it's raining. It could literally be downpouring until that first lightning strike happens. They're still racing. Don't you remember the year? What year was it? Like 3 years ago? Carl Edwards was driving down the track and he had his stick out trying to clear off his windshield wiper, or trying to clear off his windshield because the rain was so bad. Look it up on YouTube. I swear to God it happened.
Send me away. I mean, I vaguely, I kind of feel like I remember that, but I've got to see that again.
So you're not going to call a caution for that, but you'll call it for your make-believe debris.
I mean, did I have that equipment in the car?
No, he grabbed it from pit road. I remember.
Oh my goodness, I gotta go watch that.
YouTube it. It's on YouTube because I watched it a few weeks ago. I was like, what is going on?
What's that search? Carl Edwards in the squeegee?
Yeah, it was just in something like that. I thought it was a Swiffer at first when I watched like when it happened. I thought it was a Swiffer, and I'm like, how is that gonna help you, buddy? Like, you're literally just gonna be dragging the water around because eventually that Swiffer's just gonna get soaked.
I'm tickled now.
Just YouTube it. I swear to God it happened.
Oh, that's so funny. Okay. Alright, have we covered all the
Yeah, because I could be talking to Chris Buescher for like the next hour and a half, so I'll just stop. I've said my piece with it.
Well, y'all know that I want definitely Chase Elliott to get in. I think he's pretty safe, performance-wise, because like I said
unless he decides to get into a fight with the infield again with the grass.
And you say I get you riled up.
What's fair is fair.
Hey, he hasn't had a contact with the grass in a while, okay? And granted, he has been doing much better than he gives himself credit for.
Yeah, he's very good for himself. I'm just saying, I wouldn't be opposed if he became a friend with the grass this weekend, because then maybe Ryan would have a chance. Sorry.
If you want to talk about a driver getting in the chase on performance and proving himself, Chase Elliott and Ryan Blaney are the two that should be in there.
I agree. I absolutely agree. But you know as well as I do that Ryan's
So
performance
Casey
has been
Kane,
great.
Ryan Newman, and Jamie McMurray, and then Chris Buescher. Well, how about them just kiss the grass just a little bit so that Ryan Blaine
I mean,
can
that's
just get in
fine.
there.
No, that's fine. I can agree with that. I'm just saying
If we're basing
Ryan
this off
hasn't
of
had the best
performance
few
and deserving
weeks.
it based off performance, if we're basing it on that, then hey, that will be the scenario. Chase and Ryan get in because they have definitely proven their performance.
Like
Which is,
I know
I mean, Jamie McMurray's been doing good. I don't remember if he's been placing. He's not doing
Casey Kate has
too
not been
bad.
doing
And
very
off the
good
ball.
though. Casey Kate, I don't
Right,
understand Casey.
right. I'm a little baffled with that too. All right, we've been going at this for a long time here. How long have we been going? Let's work on 50 minutes here. So we rabbit trail a little bit, so we made it for it. So, all right, last race before the chase begins. Richmond this Saturday night on NBC Sports. God help the United States go through that. But anyway, um, y'all be sure to tune into the race, and we'll be back here to either praise or vent over whatever will happen this weekend, big weekend. So join us back here on YouTube, NASCAR Team Look YouTube for the Burnout. Next week, same time, 9:30 Eastern. And go follow us on Facebook, Twitter. Y'all know the drill. Check out all the wonderful articles for our ladies on the website, NASCARFemale.com. And we will see y'all next week for another edition of the Burnout. Thank y'all for joining us, and y'all have a great night.